Aaron Rodgers to go with a high percentage completion.
Ready, go! Ready, go!
They do hand it off, and it's Lacy. Broke one tackle, it'll be 4th down. How about the day for Morgan Burnett? Dom Capers will tell you he's had by far his best year. The 5th-year pro out of Georgia Tech. 8 tackles, 2 sacks, an interception, and a fumble return. That's pretty good.
Well, Joe, hey, we came into this game talking about the improved defensive play of the Green Bay Packers, especially in run defense and how well they've played in the second half of the season. And that has been the story. This is a Green Bay Packer offense that has been held to under 200 yards of total offense. They've turned the ball over twice, but the Packers defense has matched whatever Seattle's defense has thrown out there, and they've been the difference in this game.
Seahawks hang on to their timeout. The punt by Maste heads right out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. We'll keep it right here. Under 4 minutes to play. Still within reach for Seattle as they mark this one at the 31. The turnovers, killer. 5 of them. And the rookie Clinton Dix has 2 picks. Brad Jones forced one on a kick return by Baldwin. There's number 2 for Clinton Dix. Here's Shields in the end zone before the half. And the last time the Seahawks had it, the deflection off the hands of Kearse and into the waiting arms of Morgan Burnett, who wisely went to the ground. Here's Lynch. Out near the 45. Casey Hayward on the stop.
A lot of times teams will run the ball or run a high percentage pass to kind of kick things off going to the no huddle. I think the Packers are happy with that one.
Wilson slings it, pass caught. Baldwin makes a move. Baldwin trying to get to the sideline, cannot. Wrapped up at the 35 with a 1st down for Seattle. 20-yard pickup.
Baldwin pushes up the field. He comes back to the quarterback, and Russell puts it on him, and then you can't let him get yardage after the catch.
Here's one toward the end zone down the sideline, and a lot of tugging as Kearse was the intended target with Williams in coverage. Clock stops with 3:02 to go.
Yeah, I'm like you, Joe. It looked to me like there was quite a bit of tugging and pulling going on by Jermaine Kearse on that route.
Seahawks came in having won 8 straight home playoff games. They're the defending Super Bowl champions, trying to go back to the Super Bowl. Become the first team to win back-to-back since the Patriots in 03 and 04. They have a long way to go. 2nd and 10. This one floated. That's Lynch. Pass is caught. Lynch is going to go for the touchdown. And we'll check the feet and make sure he stayed in, as the officials did, looking at each other. That's close.
Yeah, I think that, right there, Joe, you see that the right foot looks like it hits the line.
Previous play will go under review.
And that
Rolling
one
on the
clearly.
field was touchdown.
You're going to see Sam Barrington here. He comes underneath, and as soon as he does, it opens up the throwing lane and the separation for Marshawn Lynch to make the play.
It may not be a touchdown, but the Seahawks have life. It's a touchdown, so they review it. We'll get the call when we come back. Both teams expect the touchdown to be overturned. It's a scoring review. Offense and defense both out there. The question then is, where's the ball going to be placed? Clearly out there if that first step isn't out. We'll get the call from Tony Correnti. His group has done a good job in this game after some controversial calls during the playoffs.
After reviewing the play, the runner stepped out of bounds with the ball at the 9-yard line. With the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2:57. 2:57, and the clock will start. Snap of the ball.
Nonetheless, an impressive little touch throw from Russell Wilson, and the catch and run by Lynch to take it to the 9. To bring up 1st and goal. Lynch will carry it. Peppers first guy to get his hands on him to the 5. And the Seahawks have to hurry it up. To make the case of the touchdown, it stood. You could kick it deep. You got a timeout, the 2-minute warning. With the overturn, different situation. Wilson going to try and do it. Russell Wilson cannot get in. Clinton Dix made the stop at the 1, and we're under 2.5 to go.
And with each one of those runs, then valuable time being taken off the clock, Sam Barrington comes in and just sticks Russell Wilson, keeps him from scoring the touchdown.
From the 1, it's 3rd and goal. Here's Wilson keeping it for the touchdown. With 2:09 to go, and they get the touchdown outside of the 2-minute warning.
Well, they fake the handoff there to Marshawn Lynch. They're blocking on the outside. An easy score for Russell Wilson, and now they're going to hope that they can get the ball back.
He had 6 rushing touchdowns during the regular season. 2:09 left. That makes it a 5-point game. Is it too little, too late? And what's the approach with the special teams coach Brian Schneider and the head coach Pete Carroll here with 2:09 left? So you've got the 2-minute warning coming and a timeout remaining. We'll see what Carroll wants to do in the way of an onside kick or kick it deep.
Well, I think they're going to go with the onside kick here, Joe, knowing that their defense has to make a stop, and they got to make a stop quickly.
Well, special teams has already made an impression in this game. For John Ryan, the touchdown pass, and the first punter to ever throw a touchdown pass in postseason history, and the first Canadian to throw a touchdown pass in a postseason game in 22 years since Mark Rippon did it. That'll make Jay and Dan happy on Fox Sports Live.
Well, you see the big plays on that drive, taking less than 2 minutes off the clock. They start that drive with a handoff to Marshawn Lynch. They get the matchup that they had earlier in the game, and they couldn't connect. But they get it to Marshawn Lynch on the big play, which set up the score.
Hauschka and the Seahawks 1 for 4 in his career on onside kicks. None bigger than this. Good kick up into the air. It is loose and recovered by Seattle. Chris Matthews. Brandon Bostic had a chance at it, and he is lit up by Sean Slocum back on the sideline. Bostic couldn't. Matthews could.
Yeah, Bostic, they got the hands team out there. Bostic gets the bounce, a nice bounce. He tries to get it at its high point, just unable to make the play as a tight end. Because the onside kick hits the ground, you can't ask for the fair catch. You got to field it. He's unable to make a play on it. An outstanding job by the Seahawks being able to recover it after Bostic just unable to make the play.
Big day for the Seahawks special teams and Coach Brian Schneider, who coached special teams at USC with Pete Carroll. Here's Wilson keeping it. Russell Wilson got a first down out of bounds near the 35. Bostic has to hope on the sideline as he lives with a missed chance on that onside kick.
Yeah, and by Russell Wilson being able to get out of bounds, you see 2:01 on the clock. They're still going to get the stoppage at the 2-minute warning as we see the missed opportunity by Bostic. And Russell Wilson scored the touchdown on the keeper, and a nice play there with the keeper too.
Here's Lynch now. Burnett drags him down, and we are at the 2-minute warning. 1:56 to go. Who's going to the Super Bowl? Life for the Seahawks. They have trailed throughout, down by 5 with a chance here at home. In a conference championship game, the largest halftime deficit overcome. 15 points by the Colts and Peyton Manning in 06 over New England. This was a 16-0 game at the half. Comeback history. He's had 14 game-winning drives and 27 chances. Third-year pro. Wilson fires, pass, caught. Luke Wilson. And Wilson's got a first down inside the 25. Green Bay with all 3 of their timeouts. And they have to start thinking about it. Here's Lynch. Lynch! Marshawn Lynch! Beast mode! Touchdown!
James Carpenter, you watch them double team the tackle and then work up to Clay Matthews. That creates the lane, and the blocking down the field by Lockett. With 1 timeout and plenty of time, the Seahawks did not have to divert from what they wanted to do offensively. They hand the ball to Lynch. Just an excellent job of finishing off that drive after recovering the onside kick.
And now trying to finish this off with a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point game. There's John Schneider, the general manager of the Seahawks. First lead of the game with 1:25 left. Wilson out to his right. In big trouble. Up for grabs. And caught by Luke Wilson.
Does not make a play on this ball. He's right there in position. The ball was in the air for what seemed like 8 seconds. And he's there to be able to knock it down, and yet he makes no play on the ball whatsoever. And Luke Wilson comes down with the catch. He's made some big plays here down the stretch last week in the playoff win against Carolina, here once again today. And John Schneider, the general manager and the architect of putting together this team. It is amazing what we have watched here in just the last couple of minutes.
What we've watched is 15 points put up by Seattle in 44 seconds. Bostic couldn't come down with the onside kick try. Here it is. Barely got his hands on it. And there to recover for Seattle, Chris Matthews. And this booth is shaking. This stadium is shaking in the loudest venue in the NFL. But 1:25, 3 timeouts left for Aaron Rodgers to try and do something about this score. The return by Hyde. Out to the 22. Remember the second and third drives by Green Bay. They both ended at the 1-yard line when they had to settle for field goals instead of punching it in. The difference in the game, and now we look at the comeback history for Aaron Rodgers. He's done it 12 times. None bigger than this.
Well, how big is that two-point conversion by Seattle? As you said, Joe, 1 minute and 19 seconds to play, 3 timeouts, lots of time for Aaron Rodgers. And Richard Sherman still playing with one arm.
Rodgers, pass caught. That's Jordy Nelson. And that will quiet this crowd and get the ball out across the 35-yard line. They've got all 3 timeouts. Mason Crosby, as we showed you, career-long 58. That would mean getting it to the 40. But it's a gusty day. Pass is caught. That's Cobb. And Cobb has taken it inside Seattle territory.
And I like what Green Bay's doing. A lot of teams would call timeout immediately because they've got 3 to burn. They've got Seattle on the ropes, and Aaron Rodgers is applying the pressure.
Rodgers out to his right. Plenty of room in front of him. And he gimps his way inside the 40, limping all the way to the sideline. And they are right now right on the edge of field goal range as it is, already for Mason Crosby.
Really a good job. Rodgers does his best he can to get down the field, pick up as much yardage, get out of bounds. 35 seconds now. Anything completed in play, he's going to start using timeouts. But with 3 timeouts to burn, he can work the entire field.
First down. Just trying to dump it to Eddie Lacy, and he wasn't looking for it.
Well, that's another example right there. Aaron Rodgers knowing that he just can't take off and run. He's trying to get the ball to Eddie Lacy. Lacy thought he was going to keep it and run himself. If he was healthy, boy, there was a lot of open field that he would normally take.
It would be a 54-yard try from here. Blitz. Rodgers sideline, not on the same page with Rodgers, the tight end. Now it's 3rd down and 10. And I know you want the touchdown and the win here, but you got to start thinking about getting a chunk of yardage to make it easier on Crosby on a windy, rainy day in Seattle. There's no gimme here coming up from this spot.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking that he's going to try to pick up the first down somewhere 10 to 15 yards, not take a shot deep, but if it's not there for the first down, try to pick up as much as he can to help on the field goal attempt.
Blitz, pressure. Rodgers steps up, throws. He's got Nelson, and Nelson gets a little bit of yardage to the 31. And now it's all going to come down to Mason Crosby. Rodgers slow to get up. Richard Sherman wincing in pain as he will either come to the sideline or go to the huddle. It'll be 4th down, and this group of Brett Good, Tim Mastay, and Mason Crosby, who has hit 15 straight postseason field goals, will come on to try and tie it. It'll be a 48-yard attempt. He's already hit from 48 in this game, but it was on the other end of the field. Swirling wind. "19 seconds left. Seattle with a timeout.
We'll see if Pete Carroll wants to try to ice him with the 1 timeout left.
Good snap, good hold. Crosby is good. And this game is tied. Troy, you and I did a lot of Packer games back in 2012, and Mason Crosby had the most difficult year of his career. It voided a longer-term contract. He came back. He had a good year last year. He's had a great year this year, and credit Mike McCarthy with sticking with this now 8-year pro out of Colorado. I mean, Mason Crosby has been nothing but sure-footed, and this ball was nearly tipped as Kevin Williams got that big left hand up. But how about Crosby and how he has bounced back personally in his career?
Well, there's a lot of pressure on him right there to make that kick, and he delivered. A little surprised that Green Bay called the timeout, you know, when they did, and didn't let the clock run down. 14 seconds on the clock. They could have had it to where that would have been the last play of regulation.
But because of that heave by Russell Wilson on the two-point try that took forever to come down into the arms of Luke Wilson, this game's a tie game instead of basically being over.
Well, I'm still not sure how Clinton Dix wasn't able to make a play on that ball.
So 14 seconds remain. Squib kick. And this isn't going anywhere as Lemuel Jean-Pierre will take a knee. And this looks like overtime with 11 seconds left and only one timeout for Russell Wilson here in this NFC Championship game. What a game.
Are you kidding me? I mean, how the game has gotten to where we're at today, or right now, with 11 seconds left, as improbable as they come.
These two teams, by the way, have played a playoff overtime game. It happened at Lambeau. It was back in the 2003 season. They also met in 07. Remember this moment at Lambeau Field?
Heads is called. Seattle has won the toss. We won the ball, we're going to score.
The team that scored was Green Bay because of an interception return for a touchdown by Al Harris. Brett Favre beat.
There is no penalty for illegal substitution for 12 players on the defense, as there were 11 players. This is the end of regulation.
So they recounted only 11 out there. We are through regulation officially. Brett Favre beat Seattle at Lambeau in the 2007 season. Mike Pereira is with us. Thankfully, Mike, we haven't had any crazy rulings yet as we had in Dallas, as we had last week. But let's talk about the overtime rules in the postseason.
Yeah, I've been kind of quiet today, but
okay.
Obviously it's a change here in the postseason because you have to have a winner. The overtime procedure in the regular season means you play one extra quarter. You treat it like a fourth quarter. Now you start another game. Each team gets 3 timeouts. You still have the situation where if the team that first possesses the ball kicks a field goal only, then the other team gets the opportunity to possess. But if they score a touchdown or there is a safety, the game is over. But essentially, you're going to start a new game now, and it will be in the hands of the replay official the whole time too. No challenges.
The only guy that goes out there for Seattle is Tavares Jackson. So he must be their good luck charm. Looking at Burnett and Rodgers and Cobb and Nelson. Now John Ryan and Stephen Hauschka.
We'll review the basic rules. Both teams will be provided an opportunity to possess the ball a minimum of 1 time. After that first possession, the first team to score will win the game unless the first possession results in a touchdown. If we go through an entire period, we will continue to play football as if a regular game and start the second quarter. Both teams will be allotted 3 timeouts instead of the normal 2, and all replay reviews will come from the replay booth. Green Bay, as a visitor, you call. Green Bay calls tails. It is heads. Seattle wins the toss.
Seattle wins the toss and they will receive. Are they going back to defend their title? Are the Packers going to the Super Bowl? It's overtime in Seattle. Crazy day. What a game. Tied at 22. Seahawks will start this overtime with a football. This is just it's an honor to be a part of this game, to watch this battle between these two teams. Russell Wilson, who's about to get the ball and go to work, threw his 4th interception at 5:04. Green Bay had the ball in a 12-point lead. And the Wilson touchdown run at 2:09. The Lynch touchdown run. The man who just kicked it away, Crosby, tied it with 14 seconds left on a 48-yarder. Here's Baldwin. Baldwin hit around the 10. Well played downfield by the special teams of Green Bay. Chris Banjo, the first guy downfield. And as you look at these numbers in championship overtime games in the NFC, Giants beating the 49ers, the Saints and Vikings, the Giants and the Packers. We were there on that cold night at Lambeau. Falcons and the Vikings. Realize Russell Wilson, who is in his 3rd year, is 9-0 in his career against Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. He's got 1 more year left on his rookie deal. He'll cash in at the end of this season, starting at the 13th. No surprise they started with Lynch, and a good play by Burnett, closing down to make the stop, a gain of 3.
Well, no surprise at all that they're on first down. They do give the ball to Marshawn Lynch because they got him going, there at the end, and he was feeling it. And so they can get back into normal game mode and see if they're able to keep that running game going. I like what they did with Russell Wilson on some of the read option keepers. I'm sure we'll see some of that here on this possession as well.
He keeps it here. He floats it. Pass is caught for a first down by Baldwin. Gain of 10.
Well, good play action there. They bring Doug Baldwin across from the other side of the formation. They fake the handoff. He's in the flat, and they're able to pick up the first down. Hey, boy, this defense, we talked about how good they had been throughout this game, and when they had to make the stops, they just were unable to do it there to end the time in regulation.
Here's Lynch. Starts and stops. Remember, Seattle wins the game if they score a touchdown with this possession. If they don't, Green Bay will get the ball. Even if Seattle kicks a field goal, they get a chance to answer and a 182-yard day from scrimmage for Marshawn Lynch. 2nd and 6.
Hey, five it.
Wilson out to his right. Now back to the middle. Peppers is in on the play. Daniels as well. 3rd down coming up. No gain on the play. Guyon was in there plugging up the middle as well.
Well, big 3rd down right here, Joe, as we know. I mean, you think about it, Seattle has all the momentum, the way that they came back. They took the lead. Of course, Green Bay able to go down, kick the field goal, send it into overtime. But I think Green Bay right now is still wondering how this game ever got to overtime. It's a big 3rd down for them defensively.
Wilson, Baldwin, what a throw! Inside the 40. On 3rd down and 6, 35 yards to Doug Baldwin.
Well, they've had this shot throughout the day. They've just been unable to complete it. Casey Hayward is in coverage on Doug Baldwin. He's in the slot. Press coverage, a lot of field to work. Casey Hayward's anticipating it's going to be a shorter route because of down and distance. Instead, it's a go route up the sideline and a perfectly thrown ball.
35 yards, longest play of the day for either side. Wilson toward the end zone. It is caught! Seattle's going to the Super Bowl. Jermaine Kearse.
Joe, no safety in the middle of the field. They got one-on-one, no middle help. Jermaine Kearse takes the middle of the field. He beats Tramon Williams, and another perfectly thrown pass by Russell Wilson. When the game was on the line and you had to start making some plays, Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch, they made them. And as good as this Packers defense had been throughout the game for about 55 minutes, they couldn't make the stop on 3 straight possessions when they had to. And Seattle's moving on.
How about Jermaine Kearse, the local kid, played collegiately at Washington, signed as a free agent, was with San Francisco, with Chicago, back with Seattle. Russell Wilson tried to get it to him 4 times in this game and threw 4 interceptions earlier. That's his 1 catch. And the local kid good from 35 yards out to send Pete Carroll and the Seahawks back to the Super Bowl. And you could read the lips of Mike McCarthy saying unbelievable as he and Carroll came together in midfield, and unbelievable is the right word.
It's as improbable of a win as I've ever witnessed.
Overwhelmed with emotion, Russell Wilson 3 for 3 on that final drive, 80 yards and the touchdown. He got better as the game went on. He saved the best for last. And the 63-year-old Pete Carroll has got his team back in the Super Bowl. Perfect throw.
Green Bay Packers were not expecting this type of play, Joe. No middle help, as I said. They give the big play guy, Jermaine Kearse, an opportunity one-on-one. Russell Wilson sees it. Look at the throw. Drops it right out of the sky into the hands of Jermaine Kearse for the winning touchdown.
Look on the face of the tight end Brandon Bostic, second-year pro out of Newberry, who could not corral the onside kick try. Seahawks took the lead at the end of that. Let's go down to the field. Here's Aaron.
Joe, thank you so much. We see it. Overcome with emotion. Russell, just tell me, I mean, what are you thinking right now?
This guy is so good all the time, man. Every time. These guys on this team are unbelievable, man. The fight, the relentless fight over and over again. The people used to doubt, man. We're just excited to be on this team. We're excited to play with the guys. I mean, 4 minutes left in the game, 3 minutes, 4 interceptions, and just keep playing. And the guys just keep believing in me, man. You gotta give credit to the Packers. They had an unbelievable season, and it's just honored, man. Just honored, just blessed to be on this team.
Pete Carroll told me at the half this offense just needs to stay patient. They need to stay with it. Easier said than done. What was key for you guys there?
Just making the plays at the end, keep believing. There was no doubt. I just had no doubt. We had no doubt as a team. And man, just making the plays. Funny thing is, I was on the sideline right before we went out for that last drive, and I told Bevel, be ready for the check to the play that we just ran through the touchdown. I said, I'm going to throw a touchdown and win the game. And sure enough, man, I just believe guys prepared me for these situations. Guys prepared our team too as well. And I'm just like I said, I'm honored to be on this team. We're going to the Super Bowl again.
Yes, you are. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Every team had multiple chances at Russell Wilson. When he was drafted in the 3rd round out of Wisconsin by John Schneider and the Seahawks, Schneider fought for him. They drafted a winner. Back to the Super Bowl they go.